Hare Krishna. Welcome, 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 welcome to this most wonderful Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is chapter 18, 18 sessions, 18 days, 14th chapter, 14th day, 14th session. Please accept the blessings of Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Ji and mercy of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It said that when the people of this world elect us in parliament, we get a place. And when Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, select us, we get in spiritual discourse a place. Therefore, those who love Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can never say no to spiritual discourse. Therefore, those who love Srila Prabhupada can never say no to spiritual discourses. Srimad Bhagavad Gita means beautiful song of God. Srimad means beautiful, Bhagavad means God, Gita means song. It's a beautiful song of God, but I would say it's song of love coming from heart of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is, he is from the heart full of compassion for the suffering soul, saying, come back, come back, come back to me. Why are you not happy? Why are you not, uh, why are you suffering, staying away from me? Come back to me, be happy, be free from suffering. Come, I'm waiting for you. So Krishna is saying that why we are full of hatred, why we are full of fear, and why we are full of misery. Come back. Because it's unnatural for us to be with hatred, to live with hatred, to live with unhappiness, to live with fear. It's natural for us to love and be loved. It's natural for us to be fearless. It's natural for us to be happy. So, Krishna, in the first chapter, we say that Arjuna is disturbed because he has a plan which is different from Krishna's plan. Because Arjuna is thinking he's Pandava. Krishna says, wait a minute. I will tell you, you are not Pandava, you are soul. That is the second chapter. Arjuna is saying that Kauravas are my enemies. Krishna is saying, wait a minute, wait a minute. In the third chapter, Krishna says, Kamaesha Krudesha Rajaguna Samudbhava Mahashano Mahapatma Vruddhainam Vairinam. He says, lust and anger is our real enemy. The enemy is not outside, the enemy is inside. Arjuna in the first chapter says, the Pandavas are my allies, my friends. Krishna says, wait a minute, in the fourth chapter, I will tell you who is our real friend. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshanti te jnanam jnanina tattva darshina. The spiritual master is our real friend. And in the fifth chapter, Krishna says, Bhoktaram yagata pasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhrda sarvabhutanam niyatyam ram shantim richati. Krishna says he is our ever well-wisher, suhrda, understanding that we are soul and lust is our real enemy and spiritual master and Krishna our real friend. So we should understand the plan of the Lord and be one pointed focus executing the plan of the Lord. That is Dhyan Yoga. That is the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Tashmat Yogi Bhava Arjuna. Yogi Namapi Sarvesham Madgadar Antaratmana. Shraddhavan Bhajte Yoma. Yomad Bhakta Samarpiya. So, seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita is art of living. The eighth chapter of Bhagavad Gita is the art of dying, and the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita is art of loving, and the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is art of seeing Krishna. The 11th chapter is Bhagavad Gita is art of feeling Krishna, and the 12th chapter is art of devotion. The 13th chapter is It's talking about look, 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 pashyati, pashyati, pashyati. The 13th chapter, Krishna says pashyati. The 14th chapter, Krishna says pashyati. In the 15th chapter, Krishna says pashyati. The 16th chapter, Krishna says pashyati. 17th chapter, Krishna says pashyati. And the 18th chapter also, Krishna says pashyati. That means see the unseen. Krishna is saying in 13th chapter, look at the body, but not, see inside the body, the soul and the super soul. And in the 14th chapter, Krishna is saying, see the body and how the body is chained with the ropes of three modes of material nature. The 14th chapter is very interesting, amazing, and very easy to understand. It's called Gunatraya Vibhaga, three modes of Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, the three modes of material nature. For better understanding of the subject matter, we just have a look into the introduction. We see that we see that we see that uh, when a citizen of the nation, state, city, he revolts or he does not follow the rules and regulation, then that person is caught by the law and put into the jail, imprisonment. The when the convict is put into the jail in prison, he is he is he is not left free. He is tied by the handcuff and the leg cuff and the neck cuff. Similarly, when we don't follow the rules and regulation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we try to uh, revolt, go against the Lord's uh, desires, the the law of nature catches us and ties with Rajagun, Tamagun, and Satagun. To understand Rajagun, Tamagun, and Satagun, three modes, we can think about three brothers, the famous three brothers from Treta Yuga, Kumbhakarna, Ravan, and Vibhishan. Kumbhakarna is always sleeping, or if he's awake, he becomes mad. That is mode of ignorance. And Ravan is always beyond money and women. That is mode of passion. And Vibhishan is peaceful, smiling, and blissful is reading scriptures. That is mode of goodness. So in the jail, one is tied with the handcuff, leg cuff, and the uh, neck cuff. So, so these three modes, Krishna is saying that if in the 13th chapter, look at the body, but that is not enough. See the unseen is the name of the game. See in the body the soul and the super soul. Now see the body outside the body, how the three modes are playing games. Sometimes we are sleeping, that is, we are tired by mode of ignorance. But we may say that I'm not seeing anything is is binding the body, but this can be understood by the not by these eyes. This can be understood by the eyes of intelligence, eyes of scriptures, eyes of Bhagavad Gita. Somebody sleeping, that means that person is bound by mode of ignorance. Somebody is running behind women and money, that means he is bound by mode of passion. And somebody is studying and simply happy, that means is bound by mode of goodness. For better understanding, this 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is very amazing, simple, and easy. For better understanding and easy assimilation of the subject matter, the session will be taken in the following manner. In phase one, we'll see the conditioned soul, uh, uh, the the nature of the three modes, and the phase two, 14 to 18, will see the effect of the three modes, and in phase three, the how can one come out of the prison house, yeah, that will be mentioned. So this chapter is amazing and very very nourishing. full of divinities, full of spirituality, and very transcendental. So let us dive into this ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita right away. Sri Bhagwan Vacha. Sri Bhagwan Vacha. Sri means beautiful, Bhagwan means most important person, Vacha means says. Whenever we have somebody say Sri Bhagwan Vacha, it means beautiful, important person speaking something which is beautiful and important for us. That means we should pay utmost importance to this. That means we should pay one pointed focus attention to this. That means we should stop doing whatever we are doing. We should stop speaking or hearing whatever we are speaking or hearing. We should stop thinking whatever we are thinking and pay one pointed laser focus to every sentence, every word, every letter because it's beautiful and important, and it will make our life beautiful, important, and make our life simply uh, peaceful, blissful, and wonderful. Param Bhuya Pravakshyami Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam यज्ञात्वा मुनये सर्वे परां सिद्धिम् इतो गता. The Supreme Person of Godhead said, again, I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of the knowledge. Param Bhuya Prakshami. Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam. Knowing which all the sages have attained supreme perfection. Yajkyatva munaya sarve. They have attained the supreme perfection, the topmost, the highest, the greatest of consciousness, and with this, the ever increasing, unlimited, uninterrupted happiness. Oh Krishna, what is the value of this knowledge? Please let me know. Idam jnanam upashritya mama sadhya. Idam jnanam upashritya mama sadharmayam agata. Sarge api nopajayan pralaye na vyatanti cha. My devotee, knowing this knowledge, will, will experience happiness of the highest order. They will be totally in bliss. At no point, no time, no place, and no circumstance, they will feel fear. Even if there is death nearby, they will be smiling. And what to speak of death? Even if there is the annihilation, they will be smiling. By being fixed in this knowledge, one can attain transcendental nature like my own, fearlessness, happiness, and blissfulness. Thus established word is not born at the time of creation or disturbed at the time of dissolution. Oh Krishna, how does this creation take place? Why does it take place? Mam yonir mahadbrahma tasmin garbha dadam yam Sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. From Mahavishnu, the skin pore, universes come out. When Mahavishnu exhales, universes come out. And the total sum substance in the universes come out. And the Mahavishnu, with from his eye, glances on the universes. All the living entities enter into those universes. Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasham Brahma Mahadyoni Aham Bija Pradapita. Thus, I am the seed giving father for all the living entities, whether they are the aquatics, whether they are the trees, the reptiles, the birds, animals, all according to the karma gets their body and a place in the universe. I am the seed giving father. Such a statement only Krishna can make. We can be father of few children, but not all the children. But Krishna is the real father of all the children. And Jesus Christ very rightly says, I am son of God, and we are also children of God. Sattvam rajastam iti gunam. Sattvam rajastama iti gunaha prakriti sambhava nibaddanti mahabaho dehe dehi nam avyayam. And in this material world, these living entities are bound like a convict is bound in the jail by handcuff, leg cuff, and neck cuffs by the three modes of material nature. Because of the tendency to revolt, because of the tendency to be envious, because of the tendency to not obey the orders of the Supreme Person Godhead, they are bound by the three modes of material nature. A prisoner in the prison house is bought because he would go the process of rectification and he becomes a better person and a citizen. Similarly, this world is a prison house where the Durga Devi, the the Durga Devi is punishing trying to rectify the living entities so that we become better devotees. How do the three modes condition the living being? Tatra sattvam nirmala prakasham anamayam sukha sange na badnati jnana sange na chanaga. We can see the prisoner maybe in the first class jail or a second class jail or a third class jail. A prisoner in the first class jail is given a big room with attached toilet and bathing room, and he is given newspapers to read with air condition or heater. Similarly, a living entity who is born by the mode of goodness is in the material world and being purer than others, he is always trying to gain knowledge from eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and he is free from sinful actions, even though he is he is a prisoner, but still he is in a better prison house. Thus, in the mode of goodness, he experiences happiness and knowledge. We can remember the three brothers, and if we imagine Vibhishan, we will find that Vibhishan is peaceful, blissful, but he is in mode of goodness. When we see Ravan, we'll see Ravan is always in anxiety. I want more money. I want more women. One wife is not enough. I want another wife, more beautiful than this wife. This beautiful girl should be my wife. So that is passion. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Krishna sanga samudbhavam tani baddhanti kaunteya karma sangena dehina. Ravan has unlimited desire. Similarly, a person in mode of passion is got unlimited Trishna, unlimited desires. I want to be rich. I want to be famous. I want to be powerful. I want to name, fame, glory, money. So everything he wants. He's never satisfied. And is always behind other money and like Ravana. He had one or two wives, but he wants more. O son of Kunti, because of this, the living entity is in the cycle of action, reaction, and he is bound in this world. Now we can think about Kumbhakarna, Tashantav Ajnanajam Vidhi, Mohanam Sarvadehinam, Pramada Alasya Nidrabhi, Tannibadanti Bharata. O son of Bharata, Arjun, Kumbhakarna is always either sleeping because of laziness, or if we wake him up, he will shout like mad and fight. So this is mode of ignorance. Know that the mode of darkness born out of ignorance is the delusion of embodied living entities. They will sleep or be mad or lazy. O Krishna understood these are three modes, but which living entity is in first class jail, second class jail, and third class jail, which is prominent? That can be understood by the symptoms. Those who are in the first class, Sattva Guna, Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati, Raja Karmani Bharata, Jnanam Avritya tu Tamaha, Pramade Sanjayati Uta. O son of Bharata, those who are in mode of goodness, like Vibhishan, they are peaceful and happy, and those who are in mode of passion, they are into anxiety, and those who are in ignorance, they are bound by madness. Like Ravan, Kumbhakarna, and Vibhishan. These three modes of material nature are like three wrestlers who are wrestling and fighting. Sometimes the wrestler number one, he wins. But the next time, the wrestler number two, he becomes the winner. Sometimes wrestler number three becomes the winner. We can see in our day-to-day life, sometimes as soon as we get up early in the morning, we take bath, we feel so happy and we read books. That is mode of goodness. And then we start running. That is mode of passion. And the evening we are tired and we want to sleep. That is mode of ignorance. So the three modes are like three wrestlers. Rajas, Tama, Chabhya, Chabhi Bhuya, Sattvam Bhavati Bharata, Raja Sattvam Tama Chaiva, Tama Sattvam Rajastata. Sometimes the mode of ignorance is prominent. We study books and we peacefully talk with others. And sometimes the mode of passion becomes prominent and we run around with anxiety. I want more money. And sometimes the mode of ignorance, we say, I want to just have a sleep. So in this way, there is always competition for supremacy. So when one is in mode of goodness, they eat food which is very easy to digest, fruity, healthy, and they gain knowledge from all the nine doors and 10 senses, and their eyes, nose, ears, tongue, the mouth, and the nine doors are peaceful and they are blissful. Sarvadaresho dehe asmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tadaya vidyada vibridam sattvam utham. From the nine gates, they try to acquire knowledge. But when one is in Rajaguna, they are always agitated. Lobha pravritir arambha कर्माणाम असमः स्पृहा रजस्येतानि जयांति विवृते भरतर्षभ. O greatest of the Bharatas, chief of the Bharatas, Bharatarishab, Arjuna. When passion is more, a person's eyes is agitated, his mouth is agitated, tongue is agitated, and he wants more and more and more. He has got uncontrollable desire. If he has got 10 rupees, he wants 100. If he has 100, he wants 1,000. If he gets 1,000, he wants 10,000. There is no limit to this. But a person who is in ignorance, prakasha, like Kumbhakarna, prakasha pravritischa pramada moha evacha tamasi etani jayanti vivride kuru nandana. O son of Kuru Nandana Arjun, when mode of ignorance increases, the person becomes mad and he will tell what is right wrong and what is wrong as right. Instead of getting up early in the morning, he will get early in the night. Instead of sleeping in the night, he will be awake the night. So that he will do the opposite thing. That is mode of ignorance. For Krishna, as they live, they they exhibit these symptoms, but at the time of death, what are the symptoms which they exhibit. So those in Sattva Guna, they they think good for themselves and others. यदा सत्वे प्रवृद्धे तु प्रलयं याति देहभृत् तदा उत्तम विदम लोकान अमलं प्राप्ति प्रतिपद्यते. Because the person who is in mode of goodness, he does good for himself and good for others. He is happy and makes others happy. Sarve sukhino bhavantu. So that's why he does good for others. He is promoted to higher planetary uh, system, the planets of the great sages. But the person who is in mode of passion, he thinks of his own benefit. He does good for himself, but he is not bothered about others' benefit. He may make milk out of water and oil and soap powder. He ca- he is making money that is good for him, but he doesn't understand that this milk will destroy the liver, kidney of others. So a person in goodness, he will do good for himself and others, and a person in mode of passion, he does good good for himself but bad for others. Rajasi pralaya gattava karma sangishu jayate tata pralinas muda yonishu jayate. He will sell tobacco, he will make money for himself. But those who eat tobacco and die, he is not concerned. But a person in, but such a person who is in mode of, dies in mode of passion, he will again take birth in the, take, will be entangled in action, reaction, and it takes birth amongst the human being again. And a person who dies in ignorance takes birth in the animal kingdom. Because a person in mode of ignorance, he does bad for himself and for others. Like a person who is in ignorance, he will take an aeroplane and will hit the twin tower. He will kill himself, that is bad for him, and he will kill others also. Or he will put his body full of uh, uh, full of full of bombs, and he will be and he will kill himself and kill the prime minister also. This is mode of ignorance. In mode of goodness, we do good for us, ourselves, and we do good for others. In mode of passion, we do good some for us, but bad for others. But in mode of ignorance, we do bad for ourselves and others. कर्मणा सुकृतस्याहु सात्विकं निर्मलं फलं रजस्तु फलं दुःखम् अज्ञानं तमस फलम्. The result of pious action is pure. That is the result of being in goodness. The action of goodness brings to more misery, and the action performed in mode of ignorance leads to foolishness and lot of pain. Satvat sanjayate jnanam rajasaloba evacha pramada moha tamaso bhavato ajnana evacha. Those who are in mode of goodness, from their eyes, from the ears, from the nose, from the tongue, from the five senses, they will gain knowledge. Those who are in mode of passion, they just want, they have a burning heart. They want more and more and more and more. If they see somebody with more money, they get envious and say, I will take more, get more than that. But those who are in mode of ignorance, they say that they will say that I will destroy them and I will destroy myself. That is mode of ignorance. Therefore, those who leave the body in mode of goodness, they go to higher planetary system because it is said, Karbalato Hobala. Those who do good for others, good happens to them. Urdam gacchati satvasta madhyatistati rajasa jaganya gunavritasta adogacchati tamasa. Those situated in mode of goodness gradually go upward, higher planets, and those in mode of passion live on earthly planets, and those in mode of ignorance they go to the hellish planets. Oh Krishna, how can we transcend the three modes of material nature? How can a prisoner who is imprisoned can come out of the prison house? If the prisoner is well behaved, if the prisoner is disciplined, if the prisoner is obedient, the jailer will gradually notice this and will release the prisoners handcuff, leg cuff, and neck cuff. Similarly, for the soul to be released from three modes, what has to be done? Krishna will answer now. नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारम् यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति गुणेभ्यः च परं वेति मद्भावं सो अधिगच्छति. Person in the material world, when he becomes obedient to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, follows the laws as mentioned in Vedas, and he loves him, every living entity, and he sees that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Proprietor, Krishna is the Supreme Controller, and he sees that a person, whatever he is doing, actually, whether if he's studying or running around or sleeping, it's basically is forced by the three modes of material nature. Somebody is studying, that is because the mode of goodness is prominent. Somebody is running around, it's because the mode of passion is prominent. And some, some are just sleeping or mad because its mode of ignorance is prominent. A person who can see that the mode is the three modes of material nature is making them dance, sometimes study, sometimes sleep, sometimes run around, is actually seeing things, and such a such a person understand that this nature of this world, and he carefully becomes a better devotee, and such a devotee will be released from the modes of material nature. Like a prisoner in the prison is well behaved, the jailer will release his release him from this handcuff, leg cuff, and neck cuff. That and the prisoner will be in the prison house, but he will be freely moving, talking to the jailer. Unlike the other prisoners who are being punished and beaten and tied up with the handcuffs or leg cuffs, and a day comes, the prisoner, the jailer gives the recommendation to the higher authorities on a very auspicious day. The government will sanction that on August 15th or 26th January, he may be released. Similarly, in this material world, when a living entity follows the follows the instructions given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, gradually Durga Devi will release from mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness. Gunan etan atitya trina dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkhe vimukta amrita asnute. And they will be released from the cycle of birth, death, old age, disease, and they will enjoy unlimited nectar in this lifetime. And when they leave the body, they will they will go to the spiritual world. Arjuna Vacha Kirlinge Tringuna Etan Atito Bhavati Prabho Kimachara Katam Chatam Tringunan Ati Vartate. Oh Krishna, please tell me, what are the symptoms of a person who is about to transcend the three modes of life? It's like, what is the symptom of a prisoner who is going to be released from the prison house? By which symptoms? One is uh, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to the three modes? What are his behaviors? Please let me know that. Sri Bhagwan Vacham. Sri means beautiful. Bhagwan means most important person. Vacha means says. Beautiful, important person is speaking. That means he's saying something beautiful and important for us. Sri Bhagwana Vacha, something beautiful and important. So Vyasa Muni is addressing Krishna as Sri Bhagwan Vacha. Beautiful, important person is speaking. There is something beautiful, important for us. That means we should pay utmost importance and full attention because something beautiful is there for us. Something important is for us. By hearing this, our life will become beautiful, important, blissful, peaceful, and simply wonderful. Prakasham cha pravritim cha मोहम एव च पांडव नादेशति संप्रवृत्तानि नानिवृत्तानि कांक्षते. Such a person will be never envious. If he sees somebody has got doing more wealthier than him, he will say, God is merciful to him. But God is very merciful to me also. At least I am he has given me two legs, two hands. And he doesn't go into, he doesn't become envious. He doesn't say, Bala, uska kameez, mere kameez se safed kaise. He doesn't become envious. He says, oh, God has given me a better detergent powder. That's why he has got. At least God has given me detergent powder, a cloth at least. So he's not envious. Udasina vad asino guneryo na vichalyate gunavatanta iti evam yo avatistati nangate. And he is above, he is in so much in love with God that that even by mistake he will not do mistake because the super soul will guide him and protect him. Such a devotee will be peaceful, whether things are favorable or unfavorable. If everything happens the way he wants, he says, the Lord is merciful to me. And if the things doesn't happen the he wants, he says, the Lord has got a better plan. Sama dukkha sukha sta samalostasma kanchana tulya priya priyo dhira tulya nindatma samstuti. He is peaceful in all time and place and circumstances. He knows the Lord, whatever he does for my good. Whether whether I am in hut or in a palace, whether somebody is speaking good for me or somebody is blaspheming me, he is not disturbed because he knows whatever is happening, it's according to Krishna's plan, and whatever is happening for my good. This is never ever disturbed, like the minister who always used to say, whatever happens, happens for the good. So when the minister, so when the king got his finger cut, everybody said, "Oh, how sorry, how bad." Hmm. But the minister said, "Whatever happens, happens for good." The king got angry. He said, "Whatever happens, happens for good. Put this fellow behind the bars. Now tell me, how do you feel?" He said, "I feel good because whatever happened, happened for good." Yes, this is good. Be behind the bar. So next day he goes for the hunting, but he was so angry that he goes deep into the forest and the soldiers are behind. And that being a no moon night, the tribals wanted to give a sacrifice. So they found this king and caught him and brought him in front of goddesses Durga to be chopped. The head priest is now giving a good bath to this king and wants to offer him. But he saw this offering is not proper because the finger is cut. So that how can we do this? This is offense. Durga Devi will not accept it. She will she will be angry with us. Throw him away. Bring the sing someone else. How dare you bring this kind of offering? You want me to commit offense? The king then remembers whatever happens. Had today my finger not cut, my head would have been cut. And he runs to the prison house and he opens the gate and says, "Okay, my dear minister, uh, I understand my finger is cut, but that's why I'm saved. But you are in the house. How come that is good?" He said that, "My dear king, I am your obedient servant, and I would have followed you right into the forest. And when you were thrown out, the head priest should have said next, and I would have been the next. Had I not been in the prison, had I not been in the prison house, I would have not been in this world. So whatever happens, the king said happens for good." So the minister, whether he is in whether it was in the prison house or he was outside, he was always thinking whatever happens, happens for good. मन जो चाहो तो भगवान का कृपा, मन जो चाह ना हो तो भगवान का इच्छा. So he knows whatever, if things happen the way I want, it is Lord's mercy. If the things doesn't happen the way I want, Krishna has got a better plan, and Krishna's plan is mainly an unlimited times better than my plan. So he's peaceful and and he is with the flow. Mana apamana yo tulya मित्र आदि पक्षयो सर्व आरंभ परित्याग गुणातीतः स उच्यते. So he is not disturbed whether people glorify him. He is not disturbed if people blaspheme him. He he is not disturbed when there is profit or loss because he knows whatever, if somebody is glorifying him, it's basically the glory goes to Krishna. Suppose he is singing a beautiful melodious song. Everybody says, wow, how melodious you are singing. But he knows he is singing such a melodious song because Krishna has gifted him with this wonderful voice and he gives the glories to Krishna. And if somebody blasphemes him, he says that it is my karma, bad karma. I should have been more uh, harassed and shouted, but Krishna is kind. With few shouting, I have been released. So in this way, he is not disturbed. So a devotee of the Lord tolerates everything and he is focused not to commit mistakes again. Like a prisoner, he is in the good books of the jailer. He talks with the jailer, walks with the jailer, comes to the jailer's office. Sometimes jailer gives him some work to do, and he's very careful. He's he doesn't get other. He doesn't mix up with other prisoners who try to agitate him, and he's trying to do good work. And jailer then gives a report to the higher authorities. Release this person. He's rectified. So similarly, a devotee of the Lord is very careful to tolerate all the agitation and simply love God and be good to all. And his one-pointed focus in pleasing Krishna. Mamcha yo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatite tan brahmabhyaya kalpate. His one-pointed focus in pleasing Krishna, the Supreme Person. Avyabhicharena. Vyabhicharena means unchaste, like a lady who is married to a husband. So if it's chaste, she will not think about any person other than her husband. But an unchaste lady will uh, think about everybody but her husband. In this way, a devotee of the Lord, like a chaste vyabhicharina, like a chaste wife, will only think about Krishna and nobody else. Mamcha yo vyabhicharina bhakti yogina. Such a person who is only thinking about pleasing Krishna, then Durga Devi will release from the Durga, that is Rajagun, Tamagun, and Satagun, and he will be given the permission to go back home, back to Godhead. Such a such a prisoner who is just focused on pleasing the prisoner, the jailer. The jailer will afterwards write a sanction that he is rectified, can be released. And thus, a devotee of the Lord is fully focused one point in Mamcha Yoga Bicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sargunan Samatitam Paramapaya. Brahmano hi pratistaham amritasya amritasya avyayasya cha Sasvatasya cha dharmasya Surkas ekantikasya cha. In this way, the devotee of the Lord, in this way, the devotee of the Lord is freed from the three modes of the material nature. As he is living, he is very peaceful and blissful, and his life is wonderful. And when he leaves this body, he goes to the spiritual world where he is experiencing unlimited, ever increasing happiness. So, thus, we as devotees should one pointed focus, try to please Krishna, and to please Krishna, we should try to please Prabhupada. And Prabhupada keeps no secret how he will be pleased. He says, distribute my books, read my books, chant attentively, and Krishna Prabhupada will be pleased. So we should try to please Srila Prabhupada by praising Srila Prabhupada. We can please Krishna and devotees have done that. Srila Prabhupada in 1970, 69, he told devotees in Los Angeles, I want Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita to be printed in 80 days. So it was impossible. Prabhupada said impossible is in the word of, yeah, but it's not, it's a, in the dictionary of fools. So all the devotees, they worked hard. It was, in those days, printing was not as easy like today. Some devotees went to India, they took pictures of temples where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went. Others were looking at Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's Chaitanya Charitamrita and translating in English, and others were typing, and everything was going simultaneously. And 3 months, within 80 days, they got, because they were one pointed focus in pleasing Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, all the devotees who helped in bringing out Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada was so pleased, he said that I bless them. When they leave their body, they will go back home, back to body. So if we are one pointed focused in pleasing Prabhupada, then definitely by his blessings we will please Krishna, and by pleasing Krishna, we will be released from the three modes of material nature. Our life in this world will be peaceful, blissful, and simply wonderful. And after living the body, after living this world, we will really will be in the spiritual world in association with uh, all other devotees serving Prabhupada, serving Krishna, and experiencing unlimited, ever increasing happiness. Hare Krishna. So, any questions?